certain by tomorrow we'll be able to know what exactly happened. But so far, the real story is there have been, I think it's fair to say, minimal disruptions to people, and most protesters have, in all fairness, acted responsibly. But those that break the law, those that try to assault other people, particularly our first responders, are going to be arrested. That's behavior that has nothing to do with the First Amendment, quite the contrary. It is designed to keep people from being able to go about their business and express themselves, and just not going to be tolerated. But I think the real story also for tomorrow morning's paper is that there just were not that many people out here. Most people expressed themselves and then went back about their business. Ray, do you know
the officer
who was thrown?
All 5 officers had the liquid flushed out, both at the scene and they went to the hospital. Those officers went to a different hospital, went to Beekman Downtown Hospital. They've been treated and released. There was a burning sensation and redness on their face. And whatever that liquid was, I don't think it's been fully determined yet, but it was flushed out. What instigated this gentleman here, the officer here? Apparently there was an attempt to arrest the people who had moved the barriers or lifted the barriers by other officers. And as a result of that arrest situation, this object with glass in it was thrown at the police officers. It hit this officer. He made a defensive move with his hand, and this is when he received the laceration.
It wasn't intentional.
Well, no, it was thrown at the police officer. It happened to hit this police officer. He wasn't making the arrest, the barrier. He happened to be there, and he got hit with his thumb. That happened in Zuccotti Park.
I said a star-shaped object. We'd have to redo it again.
Glass.
Yes, miss. We'll take one more question. No, this is the officer I described, who I gave you his name, 24-year-old on the job for a year, I think, and here at Bellevue and that sort of thing. We really don't know. Everybody's going to use different numbers. The numbers that I've heard are something less than 1,000, but it's hard to tell because you have a group here and a group there, and some people go from one group to another. And the people that have been protesting typically protest all day long in an event like this, so it's hard to count. But it really doesn't matter. It is not an overwhelming number. The police were able to handle it. Most people were able to go about their business, and I would expect the protest for the rest of the day, it would be pretty much the same thing. They've talked about doing a few different things, being in a few different areas. Nobody really knows until it happens, but you can rest assured the NYPD has trained for this kind of an event. They will be wherever they need to be. They'll keep this city safe, and we'll go about our business. And I think the message is that if you're here in the city and you want to protest, you can. We welcome people. This city was built on religious freedom, people that came here because they wanted to be able to say what they wanted to say. That does not mean you can take away somebody else's rights, and we're not going to let that happen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All the questions are the same.
Roughly how many police were on board?